Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Method or process claims. We had seen the details about an apparatus claim. Now, the apparatus claim is what we had already mentioned, falls within the ambit of a product claim in India, and the method or process claim falls within the ambit of process claims. So, we had already mentioned that there are two broad classes of claims which are allowed in India. So the product and the process map over apparatus claims, which is a terminology predominantly used in the United States, and a method or process claim is the other category which is commonly used all over the world. It's either called a method claim or a process claim. Now, the structure of a method or a process claim is easier than an apparatus claim. So all the lessons that we learned in drafting an apparatus claim will hold good here, because claims at the end of the day follow certain principles which are common regardless of the class. The structure is easier because there is no need for you to demonstrate structural cooperation. In an apparatus claim, if there are elements A, B, and C, you have to show how A, B, and C cooperate with each other functionally, structurally. That's not needed, because in a method claim or a process claim, the elements are the steps in the process. Because the elements are not devices or parts, moving parts, as it would be in a apparatus claim, it's much easier to describe it because you are just going to describe the process. If it is a mission, how the mission works. So the focus here is on the steps or on the processes. So that's why we say that the elements in a process claim are the steps or the sequences that the process has to go through to complete it. So the process also has another inherent advantage, that you need not worry about ordering it, finding a logical order, which we were trying to do for the apparatus claim. The logical order is there inbuilt because the process simply will not function if that particular order is not followed. And the scope is also not an issue. You need not worry about having a broader claim, a narrower claim, whether you should use a broader term, because the process is what it is. So you just by following the process, you can claim the process. So the general rules, as we have discussed, which apply for apparatus, will apply for method or process claims as well. Now, the method or process claims can also be under different categories: fields of invention, chemical, mechanical, electrical. Now, let's look at the structure. The steps of the method don't need drawing. This is inherent for a method or a process claims. They don't need drawings, but an apparatus claims would require drawings if it has moving parts. But you may include a flow diagram if it's required, but drawings are not required the way it is required for an apparatus claim. Now, most of the time a process is a combination of steps, what we call a combination process patent. For a combination of steps, you need to describe the combination and the steps in detail, and also disclose the best method. That's a statutory requirement. You need to disclose the best method. There are exceptions to what the kind of method claims that you can have. You cannot claim a method of agriculture. There's a bar under the Act, a method of treatment, a method of playing a game. Barring these exceptions, you could claim a method claim for anything for which you could claim an apparatus. But though method claims are barred, an equipment in agriculture can be patented because it's an apparatus. An apparatus that is used for a treatment or a surgical process can be patented. An apparatus for playing a game, what we call a toy, can also be patented. So The restriction on method patents are only to few fields under the Patents Act. Now, we had mentioned the elements of a claim covering a process are the steps. Now, usually you use the verb form ending with ing to show that there are the steps. To show the steps, you use the verb form. Heating the solution, separating the mixture, covering the metal with a layer of something. Now, these will tell you that they are steps that have to be done. Now, the sequences must be described. Now, there are different types of claims. Chemical processes, they can be dependent claims. Like in a chemical process, if an acid is described in claim 1, claim 2 can be a process as recited in claim 1, wherein the acid is hydrochloric acid. So you describe the genus which you explained in claim 1 and make it more specific in claim 2. So dependent claims in covering chemical processes could have further details about the invention. In electrical claims, you would use commonly used words for describing a process will be detecting, charging, connecting, and other such words which you would come across amongst electrical inventions. In computer related inventions and business methods, in India, as far as they achieve something other than merely appropriating the algorithm, the claims can be granted. But we have a specific exception on business methods because business methods are not patentable under the Act. And we have a case which is called the Yahoo case, which describes the prohibition of a business method patent.